Listen, the first thing you gotta understand is loyalty is sacred. It's not just a word, it's a currency. When you loyal to somebody, you giving them your trust, your time, your energy, pieces of yourself that don't come back once they spent. And too many people out here got the game twisted. They want your loyalty, they want you to ride, to hold it down, to sacrifice for them. But they ain't never planning on giving that same weight back to you. That's one of the most dangerous setups you can fall into. Because when you're loyal to the wrong people, you training yourself to bleed for somebody who would never even put a bandage on your wounds. They'll watch you break your back for them, then they'll act brand new when it's time to return the favor. That's not loyalty. That's exploitation, dressed up as love, as friendship, as family ties. See, respect and loyalty go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. If somebody really respects you, they ain't even got to ask for your loyalty. It's going to flow naturally. But if they're always demanding it, always reminding you what you owe them, that's a red flag. It means they don't see you as equal. They see you as a resource. They see you as something to use, not someone to honor. Too many women been taught that loyalty means sticking through pain, holding people down even when it's hurting you. But nah, that's not loyalty. That's self-destruction. Real loyalty is mutual. Real loyalty is I protect you while you protect me. I ride for you while you ride for me. It's an exchange of respect, love, and trust. If you're the only one giving and the other person just taking, that ain't loyalty, that's robbery. And the truth is, people who demand loyalty without respect are insecure. They scared of losing control over you. They know deep down they don't measure up to what they're asking for. So they manipulate you into feeling guilty. They'll say, if you love me, you'll stay, or if you're loyal, you'll do this. But real ones don't guilt trip you into loyalty. They earn it by how they move, how they treat you, how they show up. When you give loyalty to somebody who don't respect you, you teaching them it's okay to take from you without giving. You training them that your love, your energy, your patience comes cheap. And once you set that standard, they're going to keep running it up until you're drained. That's why it's important to draw the line. You can't buy respect with loyalty. You can't prove your worth by breaking yourself for somebody else. Think about it. Loyalty with no respect is like pouring water into a cup with holes. No matter how much you give, it's never going to be enough. They'll always want more. They'll always find a way to make you feel like you're not doing enough, even when you're already doing everything. That cycle don't end until you break it. So what's the move? The move is to value yourself enough to know your loyalty is expensive. Stop giving it away to people who can't afford it. Stop attaching it to people who ain't proven they can handle it. Loyalty should never be begged for or demanded. It should be earned. And when you link with people who respect you, you ain't even got to question it. It's automatic. Respect is the soil. Loyalty is the tree. If the soil ain't fertile, the tree ain't never gonna grow. You could water it every day, pour all your energy into it, but without that foundation, it's dead before it starts. Same with relationships, friendships, family ties. Without respect, loyalty is empty. You gotta remind yourself you're not disloyal for walking away from somebody who don't value you. You're not fake for choosing yourself when the other person ain't choosing you. Protecting your peace is loyalty to yourself. And that's the most important loyalty you can have. So don't let nobody guilt trip you into staying in a situation where respect ain't present. Don't let nobody redefine loyalty as slavery. You too powerful, too valuable, too necessary to keep pouring yourself into people who don't pour back. At the end of the day, loyalty without respect will always leave you empty. But loyalty, respect, that's unbreakable. That's legacy. That's foundation. And that's the kind of loyalty worth giving your all to. The worst kind of people you can keep around you are the ones who get uncomfortable when you shine. See, some folks don't clap when you win because your light exposes their darkness. Your growth makes their excuses look weak. Your ambition makes their laziness stand out. And instead of leveling up, instead of looking at you like inspiration, they're going to try to pull you back down to their comfort zone. That's why they'll ask you to dim your light. They don't say it straight, though. They disguise it. They might hit you with why you always doing too much or why you can't just be satisfied or you change. But what they really saying is, your glow makes me feel small, so I need you to shrink so I can feel big again. And if you don't catch it early, you'll start doubting yourself. You'll start second-guessing moves that were already aligned with your purpose. That's how dreams die, not because you weren't capable, but because you let somebody convince you to stop shining. Your light is your gift. It's your energy. Your ambition, your drive, your vision. That glow you got is not just for you, it's for everybody who's meant to be inspired by you. And when you dim it to make somebody else comfortable, you rob the world of what you were born to give. You rob yourself of the life you're supposed to live. That's why you got to protect your light like it's gold, because it is. The truth is, people who ask you to dim your light don't really love you. They love what they can control. They love the version of you that don't threaten their insecurities. They want you quiet when you should be speaking. They want you still when you should be moving. They want you invisible when you were made to be seen. And the crazy part, if you actually listen to them, if you water yourself down to keep them comfortable, they still won't respect you. They'll just find somebody else to compare themselves to, and you'll be left with regret. See, the people who really love you, they're going to tell you to shine brighter. They're going to push you into your potential. They're going to clap loud when you win because your win don't threaten them and inspires them. That's how you know the difference. Real ones never ask you to turn down your greatness. They challenge themselves to rise up and meet it. When you shining, it ain't arrogance, it ain't pride, it's purpose. And the world needs people who move with purpose. Don't confuse humility with hiding. You can be humble and still take up space. You can be humble and still walk in your full power. You don't gotta apologize for your blessings. You don't gotta shrink for nobody. I've seen too many people kill their own light because somebody close to them couldn't handle the glow. And years later, they look back wondering where it all went wrong. The truth is, nothing went wrong. They just gave the wrong people too much power. You can't put your destiny in the hands of somebody who's scared of heights. You gotta be willing to climb alone if that's what it takes. And let's be real, when you shine, you show others it's possible. You give hope to people who ain't never seen someone like them succeed. Your light ain't just about you, it's about everybody who's watching, everybody who's inspired, everybody who's praying for proof that it can be done. So when you dim yourself, you don't just hurt you hurt them too. So if anybody ever asks you to tone it down, to stop chasing, to stop shining, understand what they really saying. They telling you their insecurities matter more than your purpose. And that can't ever be true. You weren't given this light to keep it hidden. You were given this light to guide, to inspire, to break cycles. Protect it, guard it, let it shine so bright that the people who can't handle it just naturally fall back. You don't even got to cut them off. Your light will do the work, because the ones meant to be with you, they'll never ask you to dim. They'll just adjust to the brightness and shine right next to you. And if you take nothing else, take this. Never apologize for being exactly who you are. If your light blinds them, let them find some shades. You keep glowing, you keep building, you keep living, because a light that don't shine is already dead. Time is the real currency. More valuable than money, more valuable than gold, more valuable than anything you could stack. You can lose money and make it back. You can lose opportunities and find new ones. But once time gone, it's gone forever. That's why you gotta be careful with the people you give it to. Because some folks don't just waste your time. They drain it like it ain't nothing, like your life don't carry weight. There's people out here who crave your presence, your energy, your attention, but they don't respect it. They don't see it as precious. They just want you on call, available whenever they need a distraction, a fix, a little piece of your energy to keep them going. They'll call you when they're bored. They'll want you around when they're lonely, but when it's time to show up for you, they too busy, too distracted, too caught up in their own world. That's not love. That's not respect. That's selfishness. See, the most dangerous thing is giving your time to people who don't value it, because every minute you give away cheap is a minute you could have spent building your future. Every hour you waste is an hour you could have poured into your purpose. And the trap is people like that rarely admit what they're doing. They'll make you feel guilty for protecting your own time. They'll call you selfish for wanting to focus, for wanting to build, for wanting to invest in yourself. But the truth is, protecting your time is the highest form of self-respect. Real ones gonna value your time like they value their own. They won't just call you to waste it. They'll bring something to it. They'll add to your life, not subtract from it. They'll make sure the hours you spend together got meaning, got growth, got something solid attached to it. That's the difference. People who value your time make sure you never regret giving it to them. But those who don't, they'll keep pulling you into cycles that don't serve you. They'll want endless conversations that go nowhere, endless drama that leaves you drained, endless demands that never leave you fulfilled. And if you're not careful, you'll look up one day and realize you spent years giving your time to people who didn't deserve 5 minutes. That's a loss you can't get back. You gotta start seeing your time like diamonds. Would you hand out diamonds to people who only gonna drop them in the dirt? Would you give away gold to somebody who don't even know what it's worth? That's what it's like when you let people waste your time. They don't have the vision, they don't have the discipline, they don't have the appreciation for what you bring. And if you let them, they'll keep taking it until there's nothing left. And understand this, valuing your time don't mean you're cold, it don't mean you're selfish. It means you got priorities. It means you understand the mission you're on. It means you not willing to trade your hours for something that don't build you, don't feed you, don't push you forward. That's maturity. That's focus. People who truly care about you, they'll respect your grind. They won't make you feel bad for being busy with your vision. They'll support it. They'll celebrate it. They'll even adjust to it because they know your time is an investment into something bigger. But the ones who don't value it, they'll always make you choose between your growth and their comfort. They'll always test how much of yourself you're willing to give up just to keep them happy. And if you fall for that, you end up losing twice your progress and your peace. So protect your hours like you protect your money, protect your energy like you protect your home. If somebody can't bring value to your time, they don't deserve to occupy it. You don't owe your minutes to people who don't know what to do with them. At the end of the day, the real ones won't just take your time, they'll multiply it. They'll give you conversations that spark ideas. They'll give you moments that build memories. They'll give you presence that feels like peace, not pressure. That's how you know it's real. So don't waste your life with people who only see your time as something to kill. Time ain't something to kill, it's something to build with. And if they can't build with you, they don't deserve to borrow your hours. One of the most dangerous requests anybody can make of you is asking you to kill your own dreams just so theirs can live. Think about how selfish that is. You came into this world with a vision, a purpose, something written in your DNA. That dream is yours. It's the blueprint God or the universe stamped on your spirit. And then here comes somebody trying to convince you to fold it up, throw it away, and dedicate yourself to building theirs. That ain't love. That ain't partnership. That's manipulation. When somebody really loves you, they want to see your vision come to life. They want to see you rise into the fullness of what you were created to be. They'll encourage you. They'll support you. They'll push you to chase what sets your soul on fire. But somebody who asks you to sacrifice your dream for theirs, that person don't see you as equal. They see you as labor. They see you as fuel for their fire. They want you to give up your purpose so they can fulfill theirs. That's not balance, that's bondage. Too many people fall for this trap. They think love means giving everything, even if it means losing yourself. They think loyalty means putting your dream on the shelf as long as the other person's dream is moving forward. But if you got to kill your vision to prove your love, that ain't love at all. That's control. And control never builds, it only destroys. Let's be real, your dream is bigger than just you. It's not selfish to chase it. It's connected to lives you ain't even met yet. People who need the inspiration that only you can provide. Doors that only you can open. So when you give that up, you're not just betraying yourself, you're betraying everybody who was supposed to be impacted by what you were building. You're shutting down a legacy before it's even born.
Some folks ask you to give up your dream because they're insecure. They know if you fully step into your light, they can't control you no more. They're scared of what your power will reveal about their lack of it. They're scared of being left behind. So instead of leveling up, they ask you to dim down. Instead of building with you, they want you to build for them. And if you let them, years will pass and you'll wake up realizing you spent your life watering somebody else's garden while your own seeds died in the dirt.
But here's the truth. Real partnership don't require sacrifice of self. It requires balance. It's not your dream versus mine. It's us building both, side by side. It's me celebrating your wins while you celebrate mine. That's how you know it's real. Because when it's love, nobody got to lose for the other to win. Your dream deserves protection. It deserves energy. It deserves sacrifice, but your sacrifice, not the sacrifice of your soul for somebody else's benefit. Protect it like you would a newborn. Feed it, nurture it, guide it until it grows strong enough to stand on its own. Don't hand it over to someone who doesn't respect it, doesn't understand it, or doesn't care if it dies. And don't get it twisted. Chasing your dream don't mean you can't support others. You can love somebody and still hold on to your vision. You can cheer for them while still building your own. But the line is crossed the second they start asking you to abandon yours. That's when you know it's not about love anymore, it's about control. The people meant for you won't ask you to shrink. They won't ask you to give up your goals for theirs. They'll inspire you to go harder. They'll create space for both of you to thrive. That's what it's supposed to look like. Anything else is theft. So if you ever find yourself in that position, remember this. You don't owe nobody your dream. Not a partner, not a friend, not even family, because your dream is your responsibility. It's your gift. And at the end of your life, it's you who's going to answer for whether you lived it or buried it. Don't bury your purpose for someone else's comfort. Don't throw away your future to build one for somebody who won't even respect the sacrifice you made. Stand on your vision. Protect it at all costs, because the world needs what you got, and you can't give it if you let somebody talk you out of it. At the end of the day, real love don't ask you to kill your dream. Real love helps you grow it. So choose wisely who you give that space to. And never ever let anyone convince you that your purpose ain't worth the fight. Some people don't really want help, they want dependency. They don't want to grow, they want you to carry them. And if you let them, they'll sit on your shoulders their whole life, weighing you down, draining your energy, draining your time, draining your spirit, and still complaining that you ain't doing enough. That's the kind of people you got to watch out for. The ones who constantly need saving, but never want to change. Understand this, helping somebody ain't the problem. We all need support sometimes. We all go through seasons where we lean on the people who love us. That's normal, that's human. But there's a difference between somebody who's trying to rise but needs a hand and somebody who's comfortable at the bottom and just wants you to keep climbing down to pull them up. One is growth, the other is a cycle. People who always need saving but never grow. They live off your energy like it's a drug. They want the rescue, they want the comfort, but they don't want the responsibility. They'll call you every time they're in a storm, but never take the steps to build a shelter. They'll ask you to pull them out the fire, but the moment you leave, they go light another match. And if you keep falling for it, you ain't helping no more, you enabling. You teaching them they don't have to grow, because you always come clean up the mess. And the dangerous part, they'll guilt trip you into. They'll tell you that if you really cared, you'd always be there. They'll make you feel like walking away is betrayal. But the truth is, staying stuck in that cycle is betrayal to yourself. It's betrayal to your time, your peace, your potential. Because the more you pour into somebody who refuses to change, the less you got left for yourself, for your vision, for the people who actually want to grow with you. Real talk, some people don't need saving. They need accountability. They need somebody to stop running to their rescue so they can finally feel the consequences of their choices. Growth don't happen in comfort. Growth don't happen when you're always shielded from reality. Sometimes the best thing you can do for somebody is step back and let life teach them what they refuse to learn from you. And don't get it twisted. This ain't about being cold or heartless. It's about understanding your limits. You can inspire, you can guide, you can support, but you can't do the work for them. You can lead a person to knowledge, but you can't make them wise. You can show somebody the steps, but you can't walk it for them. And if they're not willing to move, then all your effort is just wasted motion. What makes it worse is, while you're carrying them, you're slowing yourself down. You got dreams, you got a mission, you got a path to walk. But every time you stop to save somebody, you don't even want to be saved. You're losing ground on your own marathon. And sometimes that's exactly what they want to keep you from moving too far ahead, because your growth exposes their stagnation. You got to recognize when helping turns into hurting. You got to know when saving someone else is costing you your own future. Because at the end of the day, your first responsibility is to yourself and your purpose. You can't sacrifice your destiny to babysit somebody else's denial. The truth is, the people who are really serious about change don't need saving over and over. They might stumble, they might fall, but you see progress, you see effort, you see them applying what they learn, and that makes your support worth it, because it's actually leading to something. But the ones who don't grow, they'll keep replaying the same mistakes like a broken record, and they'll keep expecting you to press reset every time. Life's too short for that. You got too much to build, too much to create, too much to accomplish, to spend your years dragging somebody who don't even want to walk. Sometimes the real act of love is letting them face themselves. Sometimes the best thing you can do is step back and protect your own peace. So remember this, it's not your job to keep saving people who refuse to grow. Your job is to build, to shine, to live your purpose. Help those who help themselves, but never lose yourself trying to fix someone who don't even want to be fixed. Because saving someone who don't want to change will only end up destroying the one thing you're supposed to protect the most, yourself.